Good afternoon, welcome, and thank you for being here. I am so excited to get to introduce Jill Tupper, and I'll do that in just one moment. I think you guys are going to love her, and you're going to be so glad you came today. And then I just wanted to introduce Jill. She is a national wellness speaker. She has a background, a master's in leadership, and a BS in occupational therapy, but I just think you're going to love her life experiences and her mind, body, and soul connectivity to live on purpose. So please join me in welcoming Jill Tupper.
Thank you. All right, I am thrilled to be here, and I'm going to move this cord so I don't do a face plant. So, anyone stressed right now? Anyone feeling a little bit of stress in your life? Okay, come on, I want the hands up. Who is feeling stressed right now? Look around. Okay, some of you were in the bathroom talking about how stressed you were. Who was that? Just a few minutes ago, you were saying how stressed I am with work. Come on, who was it? And then they were talking about, oh, let's go get a drink. I love it, she'll join. But my point is this, that every last human being I know right now, and this is from CEOs, entrepreneurs, students, stay-at-home moms across the board, their number one challenge right now is stress. It's pervasive, it's epidemic. We are getting crushed by stress, and everyone is clamoring to find a way to keep up. Can anyone relate with that? We're all clamoring, and I don't care who you are, I don't even care how much money you have, you are clamoring. Crazy busy week, right? How many of us have been saying that? It's always crazy busy, so how do we deal with this in epidemic proportions? Well, we're constantly plugged in, right? We're constantly chronically available. So it's hard for us to have any sense of downtime, any sense that we really have a chance to unplug from the craziness. So right now, during our time together, we're gonna unplug, all right? Just a little bit, because I know your phones are gonna be tapping you in the next hour and a half, and I know your thoughts are gonna wanna go ahead and think about what you need to accomplish and where you need to go, and oh, why am I sitting here? I've got this. But I'm gonna invite you to unplug for 1 hour and 1/2. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I promise you that it'll be way much more than what I say, but what you take from it, your experience why we're together. Because see, we're missing the moment. We're all over the place, but right here, right in the moment. And when we're in the moment, that's where true life is. So we're missing it. But you have the next hour and a half to unplug. Unplug, invest in you, listen to what is the most life-giving for you to take away. I'm going to give you tools, give you insights, so that you can go away transformed. This isn't just a talk from a distance. That's why I asked you to move up. It's not something I want you to distance yourself from and kind of say, wow, was she a good speaker? I don't know. You know, I don't want you to evaluate like that. I want you to get out of the critical mind and start tuning in to yourself in this space, in this moment, and allow you to guide you, the greater sense of you. And all this will make sense. But I promise you, you're yearning to come back into sync. I promise you, every last human being I have ever worked with is longing to live on purpose, is longing to be in sync and live on purpose. That's what we're here for, is to live our purpose. So, okay, we're gonna start. So everybody just sit really relaxed, put your phones off yourself if you can. And I'd like your feet on the ground, okay? Sit up kind of comfy, cozy in your chair. So we're gonna get down to it right now. We're not gonna waste a moment. And can you turn my mic down just a tad? Thank you, because I feel like I'm over booming. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. Now, what I want you to do is close your eyes. And you're safe, I promise. Just close your eyes. All right? And then I want you just to begin to feel the chair under you. Okay, feel that it's actually supporting you. And I want you to feel your feet. They're on the ground. Just envision them being strengthened, supported. You're secure. You're strong. Begin to relax the jaw and the space between your eyebrows. And now you're probably going to notice you're holding your breath. So, very gently begin to envision your exhale starting at the center of your brow. And then begin to feel it coming down through the back of the eyes, the mouth, the jaw, the throat, the neck, like a waterfall purifying the chest, upper arms, lower arms, out the fingers, down through the abdomen, the hips, the upper legs, the lower legs, and out the feet. And just begin to concentrate on that exhale. In and out through the nose, stimulating the parasympathetic system. And feel it as if this waterfall is flowing down the front of your body, and with it releasing all stress, all tension, all concerns. Hear the sound of the waterfall, the sound of your breath. Feel the sensations of the releasing, the letting go, the letting the water rush down through you, purifying, releasing. Now, I want you to envision the inhale as a sunrise that begins at the base of your spine. And once it meets the releasing of the waterfall, you begin to feel the sun rise up the lower spine, the middle spine, the upper spine, the back of the neck, the back of the head, over to the top of the center of the brow. And it's a gentle sensation of feeling the sun rise ever so gently up the back, over the back of the neck, and to the center of the brow. And the glorious waterfall of the exhale, releasing, letting go. Now, begin to hear your own breath. Long, deep exhale, release, letting go. Gentle, beautiful, energizing, calming, centering inhale. Feel the waterfall flowing down the front of the body. Hear the sounds, feel it, releasing. And experience the sun rising with your inhale up the back of the spine, bringing light, energy, peace, joy, present moment. Great. Okay, just gently open your eyes. Anyone feel a little more present? No one? Everyone, right? What did that take? A couple of minutes, right? Are you here? Yeah. Isn't that gorgeous? It's absolutely gorgeous. What did we utilize? Did we buy something to make this happen? Did we go out and order something online? No, it was our breath and our mind and giving ourselves that permission. Isn't that gorgeous? And you know, the mind was using some imagination there, wasn't it? And I know so many people say, oh, I can't imagine. I can't use my mind for imagination. But you know what? You use it terribly for imagination. You're imagining the worst possible things that could ever happen all the time. right? Am I not? I'm telling the truth. We are constantly projecting the worst case scenario, but we're not using these brilliant imaginative minds to imagine the waterfall, the sunrise, being at peace, being centered, being filled, living the life of adventure and purpose that we were designed to do in the first place. The mind is so busy worrying about what may never and mostly never happens. Creating it, let's shift that imagination over to empower us, right? To fuel us to live these incredible on-purpose wellness lives. Are you with me? So you just tasted it. You don't even need me for that. Waterfall, sunrise, you got it. Perfect. So what does it mean to live on purpose? Most of us understand that if you do something on purpose, if you're living on purpose, you're on target. You know, there's some difference that's being made. You know that there's an impact that comes from what you're doing, right? So we want to be in touch with living on purpose. And that's a vital thing. Good, that's what we need. Okay, so it's the definition behind your actions. Why you take action in a certain way. That's what it's all about. And that's what we want to get clarity on. So quantum physics has done a brilliant job of recognizing that we're all connected. Right, we used to say, oh, you don't need your appendix. Oh, yeah, you don't need your tonsils. Oh, you don't really, the world doesn't need, cockroaches. But we've discovered the reality is it's all here for a purpose. We may not even know it yet. And I think that's where science is waking up, realizing the limitations of science itself is we don't always even know the reality of the fact that we don't yet know the purpose, but it's there. We get it. There is a purpose. Are you following me? Are we together? So the studies are showing everything that when we are aligned with purpose and passion, we work better. Does anyone have a real passion about what you do? A sense of purpose? Yes, I know Teresa does. A sense of purpose. When you know what you're doing and why you're doing it, do you tend to work better? Do you tend to be more involved? Do you tend to put more of your heart into it? Absolutely. So it's vital that we are in touch with a sense of purpose in our own lives. We all were designed to fulfill a purpose. Everything in nature has a purpose behind it, so are we. Each one of us was placed here with a unique set of gifts and abilities. You guys really need to get that. Because the whole sense, if you begin to embrace that you are here for a purpose, competition doesn't even exist. There's no one you're competing for anything. Because your unique set of gifts was meant to live in this place in this time and be brought to life. So your real goal is to get clear and clear about who you are. And then those doors begin to open. That's what it's really all about. We tend to look at what doors are open and then try to squeeze ourselves into them, right? Right? Okay, well, that's the open door. Okay, I'm going to see how I can fit into that. What if we begin to invest in who we really were? And I don't care what age you are. George Eliot said it is never too late to be what you might have been. We often hold ourselves back because we only see those doors. So which one can I fit into? I don't really fit into any of them. Well, now you really weren't supposed to. You're supposed to create your own doorway, right? That's what it's all about. You guys get that, and some of us are remembering that. So it's vital that we begin to recognize we can create our own doors. But here's the serious thing that I think we need to recognize. Viktor Frankl talked about this in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. It has truly been, I've had this with me a very long time. And he really talks about, he was a prisoner in Auschwitz and Dachau. Okay, he lost every one of his family members, except his sister, I believe, was the only one that lived through the Holocaust. And what I've discovered through his work and what he began to become aware of is that if we stay in touch with our unique passion and purpose, if you get that you might be the only father or mother of that child that's trying to wait and live for you, trying to hang on in a concentration camp, only because the purpose is that you're their parent. Do you get that? That's really what it's all about. And he said the people that could hang on to that thread of a purpose in their lives. Do you know what they did? They could live through anyhow. They could make it through. So we need to reconnect with purpose. And I can see this with teenagers that I've worked with. College, high school, they sort of think that, life's, some of you just, what's the purpose? Right? What am I really here for? They've lost a sense of making a difference. It's one of the reasons I've taken a lot of teenagers, I've taken them to climb Kilimanjaro, I've taken them to work with Mother Teresa's Missionaries of Charity, I've taken teenagers and adults all around the world on projects where we make a difference. Because what happens at that point is you begin to wake up and recognize your life is purposeful. It has meaning. So I think it's important to recognize that this feeling of meaninglessness is what he talks about, oversimplified. Today, people have enough to live by, but little to nothing to live for. I've worked with some very, very wealthy, very successful people in my life, and what do you think the number one thing they struggle with is purpose. They truly struggle with, what am I here for? People are clamoring after them for money, right? Everybody wants to be their friend because they've got a lot of wealth. But what I notice is they are deprived within. Mother Teresa said this, you can find Calcutta in every part of the world, wherever you have eyes to see. There is a Calcutta in the richest neighborhoods in Hollywood, where I'm from, in Laguna Beach. There's impoverished. There are spiritually impoverished, mentally impoverished, relationally impoverished, purpose impoverished. You can find all kinds of poverty when you have eyes to see, when you begin to recognize. When you are devoid of purpose, you are missing the richness of the adventure of life. So it's important to recognize that you're not like anyone else. You are completely unique. There is something vital and important for you to be about. You need to seek that out and find that. But even back in the day when Victor wrote this, all right, depression, aggression, addiction are due to the feelings of emptiness and meaninglessness. So why wouldn't you go do those things to yourself, right? There's no purpose. You don't have to get up the next morning and go serve the homeless. You don't have to show up to take care of your friends or your family. You don't have any responsibilities. But the world is counting on all of us to stop believing we've got to fit in a door, a prescribed door that we don't fit into anyway, and find ways in which to make a difference. At any age, it is possible. So I want us to get rewired in. Okay, we're going to unplug from the craziness and plug into what matters, right? We're going to plug in to our sense of purpose, to our sense of meaning. That's what we want to plug into. So Victor said this, that there are three main avenues in which you find your purpose. And I have a lot of people come to me saying, I'm really struggling to find my purpose. I don't know what it is. And then they stall out, right? They get stalled. Anyone ever felt stalled, wondering where you're going? I think stalled out is fairly common because we want to know we're making the right decision, going the right way. Well, I really encourage you to find a way to let go of the right and just take some steps. Just start building some momentum. You know, we've just moved across the country. My daughter and I and my son, we moved from Kansas City. I'm a Midwesterner. And we moved to California. And we moved so that my daughter could go to Orange County School of the Arts for high school. She also got into Denver School of the Arts, but we decided that we were going to live the way that I challenge others to live to an even greater degree. So, even though I had lived in an acre lot and huge home and had everything imaginable that I could ever want, we sold almost everything, and we're living in a one-bedroom, and that's by choice. And we share a closet, and it's a spacious one-bedroom. We have an ocean view. We're not suffering. It's gorgeous. But we are valuing what really matters, which is closeness of family, how to work together, and living an adventure of life. So it's terrifying, right? Because I was well-known in Kansas City and, you know, the life and wellness expert on Channel 5 for years, and it's terrifying, right? To say, okay, we're gonna uproot and go. And I said, yeah, I'm terrified. I'm scared. But am I going to do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. because it's never too late to be what you might have been. It's never too late. And I knew there was some sense that we needed to go. And I couldn't even put into words necessarily why, but I knew we needed to go. And our lives, when you take that kind of leap, let me tell you the kinds of opportunities that open up to you. I couldn't even begin to describe the amazing blessings that have just filled our lives, from landing next door to neighbors that have become best friends, other neighbors across the street, dear colleagues. I mean, the whole thing has just blossomed by taking this huge risk and trusting. So I want to encourage you, as you're seeking purpose, that sometimes it's going to require a leap of faith. And maybe one way across the country, maybe one that's so out of your comfort zone, but it's still worth doing. You're going to be fine. You're going to land on your feet and you're going to do better than you ever dreamed. Because that's how I think the world meets you, when you step way outside of your comfort zone, when you go after a sense of purpose and passion. You will be met in ways you could never have orchestrated for yourself. And it is an exciting time in our lives to watch that, and my children to see it as well. So one of the reasons, going back to how to discover your purpose, is create a work or do a deed. Well, one of the reasons we moved across country is we've been traveling from the Midwest to Tijuana, Mexico for years. And I've been taking high school, college age, adults, families, all across the border, all around the world, but it's easier to get across the border to Tijuana. And I've been building homes with a not-for-profit called Amor for quite a few years. And so I wanted to live close so we could pop in the car and head down. So we smuggled in about this is being filmed, isn't it? Yeah, oh well. I smuggled in 7 bags of tennis shoes. But anyway, and then you pack them into luggage so it doesn't look like they're trash bag fulls, and because they don't allow that stuff to go across the border. But people were in desperate need of tennis shoes. They were in desperate need of blankets, jackets. So whatever they need, they call me. I try to pull as many people together, and then I smuggle them in because people are in need. And why would I put myself on the line? Why wouldn't I put myself on the line? Why wouldn't I do that? There was a sense of purpose to be able to do that. So now we live so close. We go across the border. We build homes. We do this on a consistent basis. We work in an orphanage, and we love it. Our lives are really connected. But in Laguna Beach, there's a homeless shelter. So we're doing that on Thursday nights. That's a way that we can give back and make a difference and be a part of the Boys and Girls Club. So there's all kinds of possibilities. So one of the things to begin, as Victor believes, and I agree with him, is create a work or do a good deed on a consistent basis, right? Because we're not really going just because we want to feel good about ourselves, are we? No, we want to go because we want to transform ourselves. That's why we go serve. That's why we put ourselves out there, is we want the transformation by touching another human being's life, by making a difference. Make sense? Good. All right. Then the second thing, experiencing something or encountering someone you love or a work that you love. All right? So that's one of the reasons you're going to find me rock climbing with my kids or people. I will take clients on rock climbing adventures. I love hiking. I love rock climbing. I've climbed to the top of Kilimanjaro and taken a group with me. Why would I do that? Because the experience itself takes us every day outside of our comfort zone. So what is it that's going to take you out just enough you can do some growing in the process? Because when we stay where it's all safe and secure, I promise you, growth doesn't tend to happen there. It tends to happen when we expand our experience, and you can discover your purpose through this, when you face your own fears. You wake up to a greater sense of purpose. And the third thing he says is turn a personal tragedy into a triumph. Rise above. We can all rise above. I have a dear, dear friend who's a walking paraplegic. She was an Olympic athlete. Janine Shepard, her book has just come out, Defiant. I encourage you to go get it. I don't have a copy of it here, or I would show you. She's amazing. She's an Olympic athlete, and right before she is competing in the Olympics, she's doing one of her last training sessions, and she's biking up a mountain. And a car hits her. And she wakes up, and she is in a halo, completely motionless, in the hospital, in a full and complete body cast. Her entire future has just changed in an instant. Someone driving didn't see her, texting, whatever they were doing, they missed her. They hit her, and her entire life transformed. So what does an 18-year-old do when they're in the hospital, right? And they're looking down, and the only way they can see up is through a mirror, and there's a small window there. Their total body immobilized. What did Janine feel like? What does she do at that point? She looks out the window, and she's an airplane fly by. And she goes, okay, if I can't ski, if I can't walk, I'll fly. I'm gonna fly. So within 1 year's time, she is walking in to flight school in a body cast. I kid you not. You must get her book. Walking in a body cast. And they're freaked out, but she's not gonna be deterred. She's not gonna be deterred. She learns to fly. Then she becomes a pilot. Then she becomes an instructor. Then she wants to learn how to do the loops. And she just goes as far as she possibly can in flying. And I've walked with her, I've talked with her, and she's a walking paraplegic. She's had countless surgeries. They told her she'd die. They told her she'd never have children. They told her, well, first of all, they thought she'd never live. And she lived. She got married. She has kids, beautiful kids. She's walking and she's flying and now speaking around the world. I'm so incredibly proud of her. So she used her personal tragedy to become a triumph. But what if you've already done this? I work with people who say, you know what, I do some work that matters. You know, Jill, I've kind of done these good deeds, and I have experienced some things that are outside the box, and you know, that help me kind of engage more in life. And you know, I have had some personal tragedies. But I still feel as if I'm not quite there, that something is elusive to me, that I can't fully find my purpose. I know I'm here for a reason, but I'm not sure what it is. So for me, if you're really searching for this purpose, this is a great book to turn to. Parker Palmer wrote, Let Your Life Speak. And I love it. It's tiny and it's phenomenal. And he talks about the fact that before you tell your life what you want to do with it, listen for what it intends to do with you. Right? Before you tell your life what truths and values you have decided to live up to, let your life tell you what truths you embody, what values you represent. Do you get it? What we're constantly doing is overriding that. Fair? We're telling ourselves what we need to be, what we need to do, what's going to make a living. Anybody with me? We get it. We're telling ourselves. This prefrontal cortex that is overdeveloped, especially now, is raising havoc in our lives and trying to jump out ahead and tell us what to do. Instead of us embracing who we really are and listening to the essence of you. And when you do that, those gifts, those abilities, those possibilities are going to bubble up within you. The most innovative people are really who they are designed to be. Does that make sense? So how do we listen? Right? Then some people say to me, well, okay, Jill, I love this idea, let your life speak, but how do I get there? I know my life is to be meant to live on purpose. I get the different ways to define it. I've gone after it, but I'm still sort of lost. What's it going to take for you to find your purpose? I believe it's simply getting into sync. We need to come into harmony, and that is the danger of what's going on. We're also plugged into the wrong thing, that we are disconnected all over. We're feeling like the scarecrow, right? Remember when in Wizard of Oz, remember when the monkeys came? And they were pulling apart, you know, and he goes, well, my arms are over there, and my legs are over there, and that's me all over. We feel like that. We feel like we're just disassembled, right? And we're not coming back into sync. Part of that is because we're not as much in harmony with nature. And that's because of the electronic age, everything that we're involved with, we're less connected to the natural rhythm of nature. And that's why often that's the number one thing people tell folks to do when they're stressed. And stress being such an epidemic, getting outside is vital. It's not optional, it's vital. It reorients us to begin to breathe more with the natural way that the world works. Okay? So what we're going to talk about now is how do we come into sync? Because I can tell you that when we begin to find ourselves body, mind, and soul come into sync, there is room and in a sense of expansiveness that it's easy to live on purpose. That purpose flows through. It no longer becomes an effort. We're no longer trying to live someone else's life. Our life is speaking, and we are hearing it and following. Okay? All right, so we're going to talk about get in sync and live on purpose. All right, so we have multiple areas here. Our body, we all know. It's where we live, and it's where the adventure of life gets to take place. This body is an incredible house. We didn't get to choose it, but we've got it, right? It's the one that we've been given. So it is vital, because without your body, where are you going to live? There's nowhere else we can move out to, right? And we can't move out to renovate the body like you move out of a house to renovate it. We got to renovate on the go. We got to keep it going on the go. And as long as the body holds out, the rest can do it. So the body is not optional. It's vital. It's at the very core of what it's all about. All right? So some of us have a propensity, right? That, hey, we're really on the body fit thing. You know, I really work out a lot. Who's big into working out? Good, I love it. Okay, the body was meant to move. Now, hopefully when we leave here, you won't feel any guilt. You'll feel more, oh, I'm excited to do what I'm meant to do. I'm excited to get my body moving. The body is designed to physically move. It's vital that it does. And you got to do what's right for you, what feels right, and what can really energize you, strengthen you. So the body, from nutrition to drinking water, to running, to sleeping, to lifting weights, all of these things are really vital when we talk about our body. And so what we feel like sometimes is unless we do it perfectly, we're not getting there. This is never, ever, ever about perfect. Life is never about perfect. It's just one big, huge adventure experiment. And when you begin to recognize life as an experiment, you guys are figuring out. See, as when you get older, we forget that it's an experiment. We start to place so much pressure on ourselves that it's perfect. But the reality is life is just this great experiment, meant to be lived as an adventure. So what is it that you need to add into your life that you're missing right now? Most of us can't keep all the balls juggling, right? So water may be something that you're missing and the brain needs it, the body needs it. It's vital for everything to work well. Or it may be nutritional foods. It's really tough for you guys because you guys grew up on real junk, you know, and now the world's waking up, you know, the students. But I mean, you guys have been just inundated with Pop-Tarts and sodas and, you know, sugars like galore. And because of that, the system doesn't work as well. And that's a tough one. And it creates habitual challenges with those kinds of things. I know my son used to eat phenomenal, and now as a college student, he's just choking down the, you know, Tostitos and sodas, and, you know, he's 6'3" and pretty thin and not feeling too good in the stomach. You know, so he's struggling a little bit because he's not fueling his body the way it needs to be. And he knows it, so, but his body isn't being quite as forgiving as, you know, he'd like it to be. So I just want you to be aware, this is just this computer program, right? This incredible body we've been given, and how do we live it in such a way that's really going to give us the strength that we need. But going back to this, Mind Fit, we're going to talk about that our mind, it is really the most vital part of it all. It is the thing that makes or breaks our life, is how we think about it, how we experience it, and what we project. And Soul Fit, we're going to talk about intuition. We're going to talk about making a difference, creativity, innovation. That's what we're talking about with the soul piece, getting in touch with nature. That can be anything to anyone. It can be God for you. It can be a broader purpose and sense. What is your soul piece? But that's the essence of us, that when I was with my mother and my father when they both died, it was so clear that their bodies left, but their spirits were there. They were living within me. They were the real essence of who they are. So that soul aspect of us is the part of us that I think live on in books, live on in art and creativity, live on in our children, in the things and the life-giving things that we do. So we're going to talk about these three, and we're going to do a little exercise with each one to help bring things into sync. All right? So body fit. It's the easiest one because we tend to, you can see it all on the outside. It's most measurable, right? And we can hide our thoughts from people, but we usually can't hide if we're drinking a soda, right? Or smoking a cigarette. We can't really hide that. So the body, we need to be kind to it, for without it, where would we live? So here's what I want us to do. We all know that exercise, movement of any sort is really important in our lives. We're getting inundated with all this information, and I'm sure Teresa's doing a great job of getting this information out to people. So wellness is vital. The hydration, nutrition, sleep, weight, these are just some critical pieces. And we all know, but probably what you're hearing in your head right now is a should. Like, yeah, Jill, I should do that. Anyone hearing they're shoulding on themselves? My hunch is that's happening right here, right now. You're thinking, oh, I'm not, I should. Okay, let me just tell you how much that works against you. All right, so if you can take that critical judgment side out and just say, exit now, just send it out the door. Because the reality is that causes the stuckness. Today is who you are. You've done what you've done where you are, so criticism can just walk away. And we're gonna listen to the body and ask it to tell us what we really want, okay? So we're gonna start out first. Again, I want you to sit really comfortably. And if some of you wanna tuck your feet up on the chair, that's great. Take your shoes off, it's great. We're gonna do this a handful of times. So whatever, get comfy again. All right, good, good. And try to get back into this, that little bit of that space that we did. Good. And I want you to take 3 breaths and begin again to practice the waterfall. Close your eyes and just envision the waterfall again with a long, deep exhale, flowing down the back of the eyes, the jaw, the throat, the shoulders, the chest, the waist, upper legs, lower legs, out the fingers and the toes. Now hear the waterfall in sync with your exhale. Hear the sound of the waterfall, feel it moving through you, the release, the letting go. And envision the beautiful sunrise up the back of the spine, lower, middle, upper, rising, more brilliant, more beautiful, energizing through the back of the spine, the back of the neck, back of the head, over the top of the head, and to the center of the brow. Good. Hear your own breath. Hear the sounds of the waterfall. Feel the sun rising. Feel yourself supported by the earth. You are secure. You are nurtured. You are supported. Beautiful. Now, while you're in this place, just begin to use that imagination and envision yourself vibrantly healthy, in the most vibrant physical shape you've ever been in your life that feels so right for you. Not anyone else's interpretation, not this is an image from a magazine, this is an image from within you. See yourself as vibrantly healthy. What do you look like? What are you wearing? What does it feel like in your body to have all this energy and calm and clarity? What does it smell like? Are you out by pine trees? Are you outdoors? Where are you in space and time as you feel so vibrantly healthy and alive? Vision your body. And what are you doing for your body? Are you drinking water? Are you running? Are you hiking? Are you doing yoga? Are you lifting weights? Are you rock climbing? Swimming? Sleeping? And you know and you feel the energy within you is so glorious. You feel so healthy and full that it's just exuding beyond you. It's radiating to everyone who comes in contact with you. Now tune in for a moment, if you will, to the part of you that is guiding, the intuitive voice within you. What one thing, as we listen to our lives speak, what's one thing your life would like you to gently add into your life to move you towards this enhanced, vibrant sense of well-being? Just one thing. Don't override it with the mind and the list. What's one thing that you can sense is bubbling up within you, that's guiding you, that says, ooh, go this direction. I'd like to see this in your life, in our life. What's that one thing? And now envision yourself doing that one thing. If it's running, yoga, taking a water bottle with you every day, what is that one thing? Envision yourself doing it and enjoying it. Maybe you're doing it with friends, maybe you're doing it on your own. You're laughing, you're energized. Whether it's eating phenomenal and you are so excited about this amazing food that you're partaking of. You get excited about cooking it. Beautiful. So just take that in. Feel that picture within you of your vibrant health and well-being. And then listen to that one thing. That one thing. Perfect. Okay, would anyone like to share their one thing? I would love it if you would. What's one thing, were you able to hear it within you versus telling yourself the long list? Okay. All right, someone share. What's one thing? Yes? Exercise routine. And what did you envision yourself doing?
I used to be a runner and I would like to get back.
Great. So you envisioned yourself?
Running.
Nice. So you envisioned yourself running. Totally different than writing it down on a list of what you're going to do. Make sense? More powerful. Okay, someone else. How about you? Yeah, what did you envision?
Swimming, I guess.
Swimming. Awesome. Are you doing it consistently?
Yes.
All right, so you do that already. Okay, is there anything else that you felt led to do that would help you get to a more vital sense of well-being? More sleep? That would be a college student's first thing. That's most people, more sleep. So you want to envision yourself going to bed in a more relaxed fashion. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Be careful not to create the list. All right, who has one thing they're going to walk away with? Raise your hand. I want everyone to walk away with one thing. Do you have one thing? Nobody's raising their hand. No one has a thing. Okay, I know 2 people have something. What are you going to add into your life? I see some shaking of the heads. Okay, so anyone's going to add in yoga? Does anyone have yoga in their life? You're going to add that in. Awesome, beautiful. So you can envision yourself. You have to come visit me. We do it by the beach. It's really, really tough. I walk down and do it by the beach. It's really rough. You can come do a retreat there with me. Okay, so is anyone going to go to the gym? Like, you're going to run more. I love it. Anyone going to drink more water? Yes, some people really notice that. That's really pivotal. Always have your water bottle with you. Perfect. Anyone going to sleep more? Was that yours? One was sleep more. Good. So the key to really good sleep, if we had more time, we'd go into a lot of it. But the big key, guys, is to cut your screen time off an hour before you go to bed. Be a real human being and walk around the block and actually bring yourself back into sync with real life. That's the big thing. The reason we're not sleeping today, it's epidemic proportions as well, is just that we're plugged in. We weren't designed to be wired up like that. We're designed to be more natural rhythm. So just go outside instead, you know, and begin to find yourself that direction. Make sense? Okay, so body fit. So if you're struggling, was everybody able to get into that place? Again, drop into the place. Good, everyone's feeling centered. Nice, okay. All right, so mind fit. Mind is the culprit. And Einstein talks about it this way, that the intuitive mind is a sacred gift, the rational mind is a pitiful servant. A pitiful master. So what we've done is we've flipped it all around, that the mind itself is kind of bossing us around rather than the intuitive side of us. You know, the intentional side of us, the side of us that knows with a greater level of wisdom and awareness, which is the soul side. So we want to really get clear on the fact that our setting our minds on a consistent basis every day. Every professional athlete does it. Every Olympic athlete does it. They don't just work out their bodies, they work out their minds. They set their goals, they set their target, and they don't allow their minds to go down the rabbit hole of the negative cycle going down. Anybody here get caught with that? Anyone here get stuck? Yes, it's really tough. We sometimes get pulled down into that negative cycle, and we need to begin to learn ways in which to stop it. Okay? So how many thoughts do you think we have in a day? How many? Say it out loud. Too many, for sure. How many thoughts? How many? Tens of thousands, yes. Any ideas how many tens of thousands? We have a lot of thoughts in a day. Our mind is really working. We have over 60,000 thoughts in a day. Over 60,000 thoughts in a day. But I think that's intriguing, and the mind's always working, and we understand that. But what percentage of those thoughts do you think are the same ones? What do you think? What percentage are the same thoughts? 60%? Okay, anything else? Any other guesses? 80%. Now we're getting there. Close to 95% of those are the same thought. Okay, do you get what we're doing to ourselves? Right? What Einstein said, insanity, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. We're caught in our own inability to think something different, right? Which goes back to why I do so many expansive out-of-the-box experiences. Because I get that the mind can contract and try to keep us safe, and I'll address that in just a minute as to why it's doing that. So 95% of our thoughts are the same ones. So we wonder why we're stuck and not thinking more creatively about possibilities in our lives and other people. Why we're not innovative. Why we aren't moving forward to the same degree. All right? So we want to really understand that. So of this, what percentage do you think is negative? What do you think? Oh yeah, okay, you're so close. It's like 85%. So 50,000, 85% of the thoughts that we have are negative. So is it a wonder we get out of bed? I mean, seriously, it's a wonder we accomplish anything. Because we tend to believe our thoughts. That's even the weirder thing. Just because we have a thought, we believe it. And why? Because most of the time it's not true. It's these negative thoughts that are just repeating themselves over and over and over. Over and over and over, right? So that's close to 57,000 thoughts in a day that are negative, and the same ones. So what kinds of negative thoughts do you all feel like you hear? I can tell you what, see, yes, I love it. I'm hungry. I love it. That's a guy for sure. Okay, I don't think that's a negative thought. I think that's a body message. So you probably just need to eat more. Yeah, every boy I know, I'm hungry. I love it. But the negative thought might be, yes?
I can't do it. I'm not good.
I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Raise your hand if that's ever crossed your mind. Be honest. Be honest. I don't know anyone that usually hasn't crossed their mind. Thank you. I love it, those folks that raise your hand, because you get it. Yes, I can't do it. I'm not enough. You know, I can't measure up. They've got it more than I do. We're constantly, they're smarter. I'm not smart enough. I'm not strong enough. Right? So we plummet ourselves with these thoughts and we wonder why we can't move forward. Crazy, isn't it? So, but once you begin to become aware that this is the way the thoughts work, you don't have to believe them anymore. You can make a different choice. That's the cool thing. That's how we can override the habitual. All right? So, this is talking a little bit about stress, but I'm going to talk about this one. Our brains are really wired to keep us safe. That's really what they're doing. They're going out there going, ooh, ooh, danger, 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 right? So what they're doing is trying to tell us that perceived opportunities or obstacles are not opportunities, they're obstacles. You know, so don't go there. The brain is constantly in protection mode, right? And that's what it's trying to serve us to do. So we will need to understand and relax and calm the brain, and I do that a lot through meditation and through mindfulness and setting the mind straight. Then it can expand and give us the ability to move forward. So our prefrontal cortex is definitely very much overdeveloped in today's world, and that tends to override and get us to think out just ahead and deter us, causing blocks. And that's what we don't want. So the mind also will override the body's messages. Like if you're thirsty, your mind will tell you you're not thirsty. Or you can wait if you have to go to the bathroom. Anyone ever wait past the time when you have to go to the bathroom? We do that sometimes, right? We let our mind override the natural body functions. So I want us to begin to wake up that the mind is incredibly powerful. Here's the thing. I live in one of the most beautiful places in the world now. I see the ocean. So you would think I would never get stressed, right? Because look, right there, every morning I meditate on the beach. Do you know how few people are on that beach meditating in the morning? Like I'm the only one I see. People are walking their dogs, but I don't see anybody else taking some quiet. So I get my daughter early to the train in the morning, and the first thing I do is I go to the beach, take my blanket, and sit there for 21 minutes, and I set my timer. And if I can do nothing more, if I'm that stressed, I just breathe with the ocean. And when I don't have the ocean, what was I doing this morning? I was breathing with the ocean. I was doing just what I asked you to do, right? Because I need to center myself every day. But I watch people so crazed in California, and yet the ocean's right there. That's how much the mind can take us out of the moment, right? Because if you can get out of the moment, you can forget that this great expanse and this beauty is there. And when I lived in the Midwest, it was sitting out by a tree. You know, I just love trees. You know, it was really sensing the roots of the tree, being out in the grass with the leaves and everything turning in the fall. It's so glorious here. There are ways in which you can begin to calm self and move yourself back into that natural rhythm. But our brains can override. So I want us to understand it's doing its job, right? It's doing its job. But what happens is the more stress we get, the more compact everything gets, and we don't relax. Everything was meant to live in a more relaxed mode, so creativity, innovation can move through us. Make sense? Everybody on board? Okay, So stress is not something that happens to us, but it's something that develops from our own thinking. That's what I think we need to get really clear on. This is another book I really love. I guess I didn't bring it. Slowing Down to the Speed of Life. And they did a brilliant job on this. When your mind is in the moment, then you're moving at the speed of life, which I've invited you to do here, is be in this moment so you can be invited back to the rhythm of life. Retouch base with that so that you can be refueled. You can't be refueled when you're out there. You've got to come back to that center core. Okay? Perfect. And then that frenetic side of us really steps in when we are detached from the present moment. But when we're in the present moment, when you're swimming, right? When you're at the gym lifting weights and working out, when you're running, you're present. At least you can choose to be. And that may be a mindset you need to choose. Even swimming, you might find your mind is going somewhere else. You may want to bring it back. So I want you to understand something about emotions. When we have an emotion, it takes 90 seconds for that emotion to move through physically, viscerally through the body. Right? But does anyone ever feel anger or sadness that goes past 90 seconds? We all do. We feel emotions over and over, right? So let's talk about that for a second. Those emotions, why do they keep going? It only takes 90 seconds for them to move through the body. How do we keep feeding them? With the next thought. And then we feel it again for 90 seconds. And then what do? We feel it for we feed it with the next thought. And then we feed it with the next thought. So I have control and choice over my thoughts. And I don't feel like I do sometimes. Right? Then your emotions get completely out of control. Have you ever experienced that? It's not a good feeling. So emotions are this incredible messenger. The mind, the thoughts keep fueling it to get you back into the loop, back into the loop, back into the frenetic loop. Make sense? So what we want to do is begin to break away from that and begin to recognize we have a point of choice. Before we start spiraling down, we can choose. So a great way to choose when the mind is going down that is to move the body. Let the body move first. Get it moving, do yoga, go for a run, go for a walk, do some jumping jacks, something. You can shift the mind, bring it back in, and really start believing the true thoughts that you're feeding yourself. Make sense? We are in charge of our thoughts, and we do not have to believe every thought that we have. So the mind is everything. What you think, you become. What you think, you become. And we all understand, and we've seen people who thought they couldn't do something and cut themselves off from great opportunities. The mind can override just about anything. Right? So we've got to give it what it needs to fuel us in the direction that we want it to take us. So, our thoughts. It takes 90 seconds for it to travel through. Self-talk. We've already talked about that. There are thoughts that we're saying to ourselves, right? That are not positive thoughts, that really beat us down, and we don't want to continue that. And then for stress, the sympathetic system. We're constantly in that sympathetic system physically. So going to the breath, like we've done twice already, we're going to do it 2 more times. We're going to go back to the breath, back to that centered place to unhook us from the sympathetic system and take us into the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest. The entire body functions so much better when we are in a restful, life-giving state. And the mind is what we're going to practice, improving that, strengthening it, so that it becomes the fuel for us living this incredible life. All right, so here's our next one. What's a repetitive thought that you have that you repeat to yourself usually, okay? And we talked about this. Everyone just have one in mind. I'm stupid. I'm overweight. I'm fat, actually. That's what a lot of people tell me. I'm fat. And I don't care how skinny they are. That's usually what a lot of women will say. I'm fat. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm not good enough. I'll never get there. Does that pretty much cover the top ones? All right, I think that's pretty much it. So does it help to realize that CEOs, to stay-at-home moms, to students, does it help to know everybody's thinking the same crap? Does that help you? That should also like wake us up a little bit, right? Like we're all believing the same lies. And how different would the world be if you stopped believing the lies? Not only will your world be different, but everyone around you. It's going to be significantly different. Okay? So it's not just about you. It never is just about you. You practice all of this in your own life, you will transform everyone who comes in contact with you. You can't help it. It's impossible not to. People tell me all the time, you just inspire me just by, and they haven't even heard me talk. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, just the way you live. That's what it is. And I'm not doing it to be some great, I'm doing it to let my own life speak. And if that ignites and inspires someone else, all the better. Because I can say anything up here, but if my life doesn't inspire me and other people, doesn't mean much, does it? Right? So I've got to live it to give it. And everything I'm sharing with you, I fail, I struggle, I keep doing, I keep going, because I believe that the world needs me and you to be at our very best, to be at our full potential, to be living on purpose. I believe that's our responsibility, not an option. And that's what makes life this incredible adventure that I don't want to miss out on. Okay? So we've all got that thought. So we want to train the mind. We want to start lifting weights with it. Okay? That's really what it's like. It's like lifting weights over and over. So I went through a really dark time. During a period of time, it was maybe 5 years, and it was not easy. So during that time, my husband of 23 years left, and I've got my 2 kiddos, not on the plan, right? And I was devastated and crushed, and so were the kids. But during that same time, the economy crashed. We needed to sell our family home. My best friend was going through cancer for 8 years, and I walked alongside of her. And so if she had to go through a cleanse, I went through the cleanse with her. I ate with her. I did everything I could to align with her. And she dies. A month later, my best friend from college committed suicide. 2 months later, my aunt dies, and then my dad dies. So I'm having a little hard time keeping it together, if you can catch my drift, right? Because it's one thing to have a difficult thing, and we all go through it. Everyone goes through it, and have the rug pulled out. But then you get back up, and then it's pulled out again, and up, and then it got pulled out again. So by the time it got pulled out all those times, I was pretty wiped out. Here, Jill, wellness coach, you know, the expert in all of this, I was just at the bottom of the barrel. And I was dating 2 guys at the same time, and decided that was all I could do, and I spooned with them every night. They were there for me at every turn, and their names were Ben and Jerry. And they were my companions. I went to bed with those men every night. I mean, everyone came over. They didn't bring casseroles, right? They brought pints of Ben and Jerry and filled my thing full. And I knew it was just awful for my body, but I did it anyway. I was like, I gotta do something. So here's the deal. I know what it's like to really struggle. And I got so down, so depleted during that time, and yet I'm a mom of 2 kids that are also devastated by some of these things that have occurred to them. So it's like, okay, how can I pull it together? And it took me taking all my practices to that much more of a deep level. That it was, okay, I knew I had these practices and these were important, but I've got to go to the baseline of them. So every day, you could find stick'ems on the mirror, you could find notes on the phone, I was playing the right music. I was inundating my mind with the positive thoughts of my potential and the best turning this obstacle that looked like it was wiping us out into the greatest opportunity to make a difference, right? So, but I had to practice that every single day. So while I was lifting weights, while I was running, instead of just letting my mind think, I began to train that sucker. I began to say to myself, I am smart, I am strong, I am capable, I have got this. I have so got this. And I began to really diligently do that on a consistent basis. We're actually working on an app for the same thing because we feel like so many people are in need of this, to be able to retrain the mind to remind us what we are capable of and can do. So this is possible. So I want everyone to think of a thought now, a phrase. I am smart, I am strong. What's one that's believable to you? Okay, everyone get one. What's yours? Yeah. I'm successful. Awesome. What's yours? I'm what? I'm strong. Love it. I'm smart. I'm strong. Okay, we're going around the room. Everyone, I want to hear one. Say it loud. I am smart. I want to hear you say, I am. I am caring. I am passionate. Love it. I am kind. Beautiful. I am loving. Yes. I'm a great mom. I'm a great mom. Yes. I'm a rock. Yes. Go, girl. I love it. What? I am smart. Say it loud and proud. I am smart. Yes. I am capable. Beautiful. I am strong. I am capable. Love it. I am strong. I am positive. Yes. You're what? I am strong. Yes. I am thoughtful. Beautiful. I am worthy. I am positive. I am capable. Beautiful. I am loving. I am what? Faithful. Beautiful. I am determined. I like that. I am loved. Yes. I'm a problem solver. I'm a damn smart problem solver. That's even better. Okay. I am well. I am capable. Beautiful. How about you? I am worthy. I am focused. Nice. I am happy. Awesome. I'm a great mom. Awesome. That's beautiful. How does that feel when you acknowledge the truth? Now, it doesn't mean you're that 100% perfectly. That's not what it's about. But what if you begin to own that voice, that one message that you said to yourself? What if every day you put that on a stick and you say it to yourself in the car? Who cares who's hearing you or not hearing you? What would happen if you began to own that one message? That one message. And as you're running, I am strong. I am capable. I am amazing. I'm a great mom. I've got my daughter homesick right now. I don't feel like a great mom, but I'm a great mom, right? And I could tell myself a totally different message, couldn't I? But I'm not. I'm a great mom, and she's doing great. And yes, I wish I was there, but I'm glad I'm here, and she needs me to be here, right? So these are messages. I want you to lock down that message. So let's close our eyes again. Now you should be able to sort of get into that place a little easier. That's the goal by the time we're done. Love it. Okay. Sink back in, feeling the support of the earth. You are grounded. You are stable. You are strong. Let the earth nurture you. Maybe even imagine roots of the tree meeting your feet. And every inhale that you take, not only does it start with the sunrise, but you feel the strength of the earth underneath you. How the earth is here to nurture, support, nourish. And the waterfall of releasing, letting go, purifying all thoughts. All concerns are being released, letting go. And you're gently inhaling that glorious sunset up the back of the spine. allowing the light of the sun to expand, energize, bring happiness, joy, peace. And hear your breath. Feel yourself fully present, fully engaged. And envision yourself in that vibrant, healthy place. That beautiful sight of yourself. And then begin to hear it well up within you, your message. I am happy. I am strong. I am capable. I'm a great mom. I am loved. I am successful. I am worthy. I am more than enough. I am well. I am peace. I live on purpose. Beautiful. Soul fit. It all comes together with this, doesn't it? Soul fit. For some of us, this is God and faith, innovation, creativity, the essence really of life. Making a difference, ultimately the purpose. These are some of the trips that I take with my kids, my work with Mother Teresa's missionaries in Calcutta, Ethiopia. And I've instilled that in my own children, the best that I possibly can. My son's a little distracted right now at 18, but doing the best I can to instill in them what it's like to live a life on purpose. So for a lot of us, there are many different things that we can do to strengthen the spirit within. And this was the quote I was sharing with you before, that the intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. However, we've created a society that offers the servants and has forgotten the gift. So this intuitive side within us is so powerful, it could lead me all the way from Kansas City, Missouri, to the perfect place to live, not knowing where we were going to spend one day of the rest of our lives. Now, if you knew me very well, you would know there's nothing about me that's, I'm spontaneous, I'm adventurous, but I'm so not flighty. I am a strong planner, 10-year plans, I've got ideas and visions and dreams. So for me to leave Kansas City and put my daughter in the car and say to her, well, we don't know where we're spending one night of the rest of our lives. And we had packed up, sold almost everything. We had like almost empty pod that was waiting for us. And I put my daughter in the car. What did my mind want to tell me? You idiot! What are you thinking? Now my work I can do from anywhere, I know that. But there was this overriding sense of confidence and intuition that we were supposed to head to Laguna Beach. We didn't know a soul in Laguna Beach. All I knew it was outdoors and artsy. And you know what? Right before we left, the obstacles were humongous. So we were down to the wire selling the house. Thank God it did. We decided to sell most everything, just live a much more freer life. Someone broke into our home a day after the first day of the sale and they stole the most expensive items from the sale. This is about 5 days before we're leaving. And I went, oh, okay. Now we were safe. They broke in and we were staying upstairs, but we were safe, so that was good. And it was like, okay, now what do we do? Talk about stress, right? And I said, well, it's stuff. It was going to go anyway. Let's let it go. I'm going to go get a workout in, go to my practice first. I'll be back and call the police in a minute. You know, so I said, I've got to have my time to center myself. So that was the first thing I was going to do, is my meditation, my workout, right? And I go to get in the car, but the car's gone. They stole the car. So in the car had everything. Because the rest of the house was a store, in the car was absolutely everything we used consistently. Wallet, driver's license, credit cards, every favorite, you know, yoga mat, running shoes, anything I most used was in the car. And I was like, oh. And that took the stress level up to the next step. But what did I do? I worked out, then I called the police. Because I needed and knew I needed to center myself to have a more positive way of seeing this. This is a huge obstacle, but it's going to be a great opportunity somewhere, somehow, I know it, right? So through it all, people opened their doors to us on the way as we were driving, had to stay in their homes, people we knew sort of on the edge, but had heard about our story. The adventure was unbelievably amazing. And we landed, how in the world could we have landed next to friends? We are dear friends with our entire neighborhood. We landed there. I didn't do any research on where to live. None. Followed it all intuitively. So my belief is that the more we follow, and it's through practice, you will be led. And you're going to sometimes be led to do things that may not make sense, but you can often trust that. Like, that didn't make sense. I tried to set up plans to where we were going to live 6 months ahead, 3 months ahead. They kept saying I was too far ahead, too far ahead. Then we just got crashed with everything. And honestly, we were just meant to be there. So my encouragement to you is begin as you do a practice on a consistent basis. Body fit, mind fit, soul fit. Not perfect, just consistent. Little bits. It's a domino effect. It will center you and set you on a trajectory to live your purpose effortlessly. So I think we were made to be living in such a way that we have a practice on a consistent basis. Athletes get it. Everyone gets it, but we need to do it as a gift to ourselves. When you start valuing the mind, when you value the body, when you value the soul, you're like, oh, well, this is awesome that I get to take care of myself. This isn't something I put on the back burner. This is the way I can make a greater impact and even be a better mom. You can be a better mom, a great mom, if you actually take some time to take care of yourself. You can be a better teacher, a better instructor, better employee, better boss. I just was speaking to McDonald's and Coca-Cola executives in San Diego, and they're all about this. They even in their employees are investing in their wellness. McDonald's and Coca-Cola. But they do understand that at the heart core of all of it is really about a practice. Every CEO I know knows this is where it's at. This is where you need to come. So this isn't an afterthought, moms. This is not an afterthought. This is the key. This is really the key. It's like putting your own mask on, as we all know, in the airplane. You got to put your mask on first, then someone else's. So meditation and prayer, motivation, inspiration. We need motivation and inspiration like we need air. So every single day I am in a book, I am reading about someone's life. That is my inspiration. That is my motivation. So who inspires you? Who is strengthening you? Who will feed that side of you, that soul food that you need? You need that on a consistent basis. Have it next to your bed. Let that soul food go into you before you go to sleep. It'll be really worth it. Meditation and prayer is vital. And I think there's two different types. I love to pray, and I'm all over it. Anytime I see a need, I'm all over it. Meditation is a little harder for me because I think it's just about sitting and being in the presence for me of God. And when I do that, in the presence of nature, I can really calm everything down. I really can sense I'm just one small part of an amazing thing. And then I can feel the support. So meditation, learning how to just breathe like we've been doing. You've got your nice little short meditation you can do. And we're going to take you through one more before we end. Gratitude is essential. Every morning, every night, what are you thankful for? And you're going to find everything shift. And to speak to people that I'm grateful you said happy. I'm just really grateful you said happy, because I think a lot of us are missing that we're not as happy. And I am happy because we can look at what's not right instead of what is right. And that's beautiful, so thank you. I'm grateful that you said happy. So that's what you want to do, is express that gratitude when you see it and you recognize it. Passion and purpose, this is our fuel. What are you passionate about? And to serve. I really believe that's what I love about only a life lived in the service of others is worth living. And I do agree with that. But as women, most of us, we tend to overserve others. There's more of a tendency for that. So it's really important that you have this practice. It's the only way I could get myself finally up off the pavement after all those hits in such a short period of time, and move forward and expand my life and pour into my children. The only way I could possibly have done that was with my practice. So this was the meditation we're going to end with. And I tell you how I do it. I call it my 3T. And I developed it because of my kiddos. My kiddos were running around, and I would be trying to, pray or meditate, and they'd wake up. Oh, they're awake. I'm not done yet. And then I'd feel all this stress again. And I thought, okay, there's got to be something I'm missing here. It can't be, it has to all somehow work together. So I decided to start my 3T meditation that evolved. And I get my favorite mug. This is not it, but I should have brought it. I get my favorite mug. And I'm a tea drinker. If you're a coffee, that's great. But whatever maybe could calm you. And I really enjoy drinking a relaxing tea that has a nice scent, because our olfactory sense is the sense that goes back most to memory. So if you trigger this on a consistent basis with your olfactory sense, you're going to come back into the moment. All right? So it's a really nice thing to do. And it only takes 3 minutes. And I actually have a really high-powered lawyer that started doing this, and he's so transformed. His whole firm is saying, what are you doing with him? Come teach us. And corporate world is waking up to meditation. And they're inviting me in all over the place because they're really understanding the vital side to it. So it's just 3 minutes, and you do exactly the breath that I've taught you. The releasing, the letting go of the waterfall, and then you envision the beautiful sunrise up the back, and you feel yourself firmly planted on the earth. So you've got water, you've got earth, and you've got sun, and you've got breath. See how it's all connected? And then you just wrap your hands around this sweet cup, is what I like to do. And then I'm usually smelling it, you're feeling it, and you're going into your senses. Okay? So we're going to practice it. If you have a water bottle, you can wrap your hands around a water bottle. If not, you can just take your hands and pull them together like this, and we're just going to kind of have it by the heart center. Okay? Drop your shoulders. Yeah, beautiful. Nice, everybody. Okay, I'll hold my cup. Okay, beautiful. All right, so just close your eyes again. This is our last one of the day. This incredible, beautiful gift you've been giving to yourself of this time to walk away more body fit, mind fit, soul fit, because you want to, not because of guilt, not because of shoulds, but because it feels right to take care of this amazing being that you are and the gift that you are to yourself and to everyone that encounters you. So get in touch, feel the earth so firmly, strongly beneath you. Strengthening, nourishing, providing. You are secure. You are safe. You are profoundly supported. You are loved. And the waterfall pouring down the front of the body, releasing and letting go with the beautiful exhale and letting go, release. And continue to imagine the sun rising up the spine, lower, middle, upper, over the back of the head, the top of the head to the center of the brow. And now envision that you're holding a cup of warm tea, coffee, and just begin to inhale it. Smell the fragrance. And allow yourself just to be present. Hear your breath. Feel the warmth around your hands and the warmth on your chest as you press it into the heart center. Now I want you to envision that the room is filled with kids, maybe yours, or some kind of distraction. Just envision yourself, even while your eyes are closed, envision that your eyes are actually open and you're sitting in the midst of kids raising ruckus, racing around, a board meeting that's not going the direction you'd hoped, or maybe you're sitting with someone that's a difficult encounter, or you're facing a tough school project. And just envision this huge sense of calm within the chaos. It's almost as if you've got this protective barrier around you from within. And just imagine that there's no way it can infiltrate, and that you are feeling so incredibly centered within the chaos. And then you hear maybe a sharp sound or noise and you get startled, but you come back to the waterfall, the exhale, the inhale. You come back, feeling secure on the earth. Inhaling the tea, the smells, the fragrance, the warmth. And now the chaos dissipates and you're back on your own again, all quiet. Everything is peaceful. You hear your breath, you feel the most vibrant, alive version of yourself imaginable. And then begin to hear the statement, I am strong. I am capable. I am a good mom. Bathe yourself in your mindful mantra. Keep using this beautiful imagination to create an oasis within the chaos. And envision yourself completely and utterly living on purpose, effortlessly. Envision your intuition guiding you to where you need to make a difference and to find purpose in all that you are about. Just seal that in with a smile to yourself of gratitude for this tremendous gift you've given and for the amazing human being that you are. Commit to living life as the adventure that it is meant to be. Coming into sync, body, mind, and soul, living on purpose. Good job. Are we too late for questions? Any questions? So you already have your work cut out for you, right? You walked away with tools. Everybody feel like they've got some tools in their tool pocket. If you practice those this week, I promise you, you practice it for 1 week, the teacup meditation alone, okay? And the breath that we did, and the mantra, body, mind, soul, you're gonna come back into sync. And then when you're in the midst of chaos, because the chaos will never stop. That's the bad news. but maybe it's good news because we're meant to find the clearing within the chaos, and it's possible. So blessings to you all. Here's to life is an adventure.